Welcome to this episode of Syrup Cooking. I'm your host, Hendo, and today we're going to be making flour tortillas. We're going to start off with flour, of course. Use as much flour equal to as many tortillas as you want. And then we're going to add a dash of salt, about half a teaspoon per 2 cups of flour, and then some baking powder. Going to want about a teaspoon per 2 cups of flour, and then you're going to mix that all together until it's well incorporated. You don't want any clumps of salt or baking powder just together. And then you're going to add your lard. I would start off with about a tablespoon of lard and well incorporate that into the flour mixture. You're going to mix lard into the flour mixture until you can pick some up with your hand, make it into a ball, and it'll keep its shape, but then once you touch it, it'll all fall apart. And that'll be the sign that you're ready to start adding your warm water. Grab about half a cup of warm water and start mixing it in a little bit at a time. Now that we have a shaggy dough formed, we're going to go ahead and knead it all together for a little bit. I'll just go ahead and work all those ingredients together. And now you're going to go ahead and break your dough up into, tortilla sized balls that you're later going to roll out into tortillas. And then go ahead and cover those with a cloth. Okay, now that I've let my tortillas rest for about 15 minutes, and I've got my comal nice and warmed, I'm going to go ahead and start rolling my tortillas. I usually give them a good roll, and then I turn them 90 degrees, and I roll them again, and then flip them and turn them another 90 degrees and roll them. Then of course you're going to want to put some oil on your comal, very little bit of oil, and then you're going to wipe it off with that paper towel, and that's it. That's all the oil you need. And then when you do a new tortilla, you're not going to oil your pan again. You're just going to take that paper towel and you're going to run it over the comal again. That paper towel should probably last you for the entire batch of tortillas. I usually have my comal at about medium heat, and somewhere along the line I'll probably have to turn it down a bit because it gets a little bit too hot. Or I might have to turn it up a bit because the tortillas are cooking a little bit too slow. So really adjust for how you go. Once you get that rhythm, you'll know. Now, whenever I make tortillas, I make enough for probably about a day, or even half a day with my family. But I'd never make quite as much as my grandma used to make. She would always tell me stories of how she would make a stack of tortillas every day about a foot tall. I just can't imagine the amount of work that must have taken. Because it takes me about, probably about 30 minutes to make these tortillas. Now it's time for us to go ahead and eat dinner. We are having fajitas tonight with flour tortillas.